Welcome or welcome back. My name is Michaela, and we are 2 days away from starting the 75 Hard Challenge. So today is Friday, July 18th, and we're starting the challenge on Sunday, July 20th. I'm starting this video before I'm starting the actual challenge just because I want to show you how I'm preparing for the challenge, because I don't really think this is the type of challenge where you can just jump in on day one and complete the challenge successfully for 75 days. I do think a little prep will help you be successful. So what exactly is 75 hard if you don't know? I think a lot of people think that it's a physical fitness challenge or like a weight loss program, but the creator of 75 Hard actually refers to it as a mental toughness challenge. So it's actually more of like a mental challenge rather than something physical or to do with your weight loss. There are 5 rules for this challenge. Number 1 is to follow a diet of your choice, and you can't have any cheat days or cheat meals, and you can't have any alcohol either. Rule number 2 is you must do 2 45-minute workouts a day, and one of those workouts has to be outside. Rule number 3 is to drink a gallon of water every single day of the challenge. Rule number 4 is to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day of the challenge, and he also specifies that you can't listen to an audiobook, you have to actually read a physical book. And rule number 5 is to take a progress picture every single day of the challenge. So why am I doing 75 hard? Truthfully, I've always admired people who can do this challenge, or I should say people who do this challenge, but I always told myself that I couldn't really do this challenge because I'm not like a fitness person. I'm definitely not a gym rat. I don't consider myself sporty or athletic in any possible way. In fact, I'm what feels like the exact opposite of that type of person, like the antithesis of that person. I'm a creative person. I'm very bookish and I love reading and writing. I like doing arts and crafts. I'm a very musical person as well. And these two types of people have always felt like complete opposites to me. So I guess the main reason I'm doing this challenge is because I want to prove to myself that I can. And I want to prove that a creative, bookish, musical type person can do a challenge like this. So let's go ahead and start prepping. Like I said earlier, today is Friday, so I do have today, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, to prep for this challenge, and then Sunday I will be starting this challenge. So in this video you will see 2 days of prep, and then you'll see my first few days actually in the challenge. So let's go ahead and start prepping. The first thing I'm going to do to prep for 75 Hard is the Post-it note thing. If you don't know what that is, it's like you put up 75 Post-it notes on the wall and you pull one off for every day that you do. And I'm very motivated by things like that. So that's the first thing I'm going to do to prep. Here we are. Actually, I just realized the 9 and 10 are slightly too high. Okay, I think that's better. Boom. If I wake up tomorrow and this is all just fallen off the wall into the floor, I'm gonna be very sad. All right, next thing on the list for preparing for the challenge, we are gonna leave the apartment to run a few errands. So the first of which is, part of the challenge is to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. I already have one that I've started and will probably finish at some point soon. It's called We Can Do Hard Things. It's by Glennon Doyle, Abby Wambach, and Amanda Doyle. So this is like a nonfiction self-help type book, which is the exact book you're supposed to be reading during 75 Hard. But I only have this one, so I am probably going to go to the library to find 1 or 2 more at least. And then after that, so let's go to the kitchen. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. This is my pantry. I actually started a little bit of prep yesterday because I went through my entire pantry and sort of determined what food I wanted to keep for 75 Hard and what food I wanted to donate. One of the rules of 75 Hard is that you are following a diet of your choice. This could be like the Mediterranean diet, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, whatever sort of diet. What I think at this point that I'm gonna do is try to have like a clean eating diet or really close to whole food diet. I'm sort of thinking clean and like clean adjacent. For instance, I have these black beans. So the cleanest form of black beans would just be like literally the black beans only with nothing else added. But you know, when they can foods, they put some stuff in it to make it last longer. Besides water and black beans, this also has less than 2% of salt, onion powder, spices, garlic powder, and natural flavor. So this isn't like 100% clean or whole food, but I think it's like super, super close to clean adjacent. So I am going to keep this. I also have other things in here like quinoa, peanut butter, tuna, pistachios, almonds, carrots, things like that. So these are the things in my pantry that I decided it would be okay for me to keep. All the other food that was in my pantry, I have in a bag now, the unopened food, I should say. So after we go to the library, we're going to drop that food off at sort of like a donation site so that that food doesn't go to waste, even though I can't eat it during 75 Hard. So here's some of the food that I'm going to be giving away that is unopened. I've got, some ramen, lo mein noodles, graham crackers, potato chips, some granola bars. Here's also some other chips. So these are what I'm going to be donating since I can't really eat it during the 75 Hard challenge. All right, we are back home from running our errands now, so I'm going to show you the 3 books that I got from the library. So the first one is called Braving the Wilderness. It's by Brené Brown. The subtitle of this is The Quest for True Belonging and the Courage to Stand Alone. So it says, Brown redefines what it means to truly belong in an age of increased polarization, and she uses her trademark mix of research, storytelling, and honesty. I also got this book, The Little Book of... There's a little pronunciation thing right here. It says Hygge. I feel like that's not correct. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but I did my best. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Subtitle is Danish Secrets to Happy Living. The author, I think this is pronounced Mike Viking. Hygge loosely translates to a sense of comfort, togetherness, and well-being. It's a Danish word and a Danish concept. And the reason someone wrote a book about it is because the Danes are famously the happiest people in the world. So I think this is just going to show us how to be cozy and happy like the Danes do it. The third book I got is by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Franz Alt. It's called An Appeal to the World, and the subtitle is The Way to Peace in a Time of Division. I think this is actually a similar concept to the Brené Brown book, but it's just talking about how there's a lot of polarization and division in our world these days, and how we can sort of like unify ourselves and make positive change within community. So I also have a book already. This is not from the library. I actually own it. I've been trying to learn Spanish for literally years now and still not there. Constant work in progress. But I do have this Spanish book that I thought I might try to read parts of as well. It's kind of like similar to a dictionary or a textbook, but it is nonfiction, so I'm going to count this as something I can read too. So those are 3 books you might see me reading throughout the 75 Hard challenge, and I do have 3 more prep tasks that I want to do today, so let's head on into the living room. So next thing I'm going to do is related to my diet. I was not planning on getting, what do you call them? Like the meal delivery services or the grocery delivery services. I was not originally planning on doing that for this challenge, but I've had HelloFresh in the past and I think it's too expensive for me personally. And it is really nice to have it, but I could never like justify the cost. But they just sent me in the mail a deal for like past members to get some money off a few boxes. So I thought this would be really, really helpful for me on the meal front because I do eat out a lot and I do have frozen meals a lot. So I think just having something that I know is going to be fresh and like something that I've tried before, so I know that I'll like it, I think that's going to be a really good thing for me to do. Now, I would not be doing this at all if I didn't have a deal, like a coupon and money off, because I think all of those things are so expensive. Like every single one you can get. I've only tried HelloFresh, but I know the other ones are expensive too. So I'm gonna go ahead and renew my HelloFresh at least until the deal runs out. When the deal runs out, I'm cutting it off. I'm gonna click Fit and Wholesome. And I guess veggie? Hooray! Pick my meals. Okay, so I'm looking for something with a lot of fruits and veggies, basically. What about this? Okay, I'm gonna do some lettuce wraps. Chicken, spinach, couscous salad with carrots, walnuts, garlic aioli. I probably won't be able to eat the garlic aioli, but the rest of it sounds okay. This is kind of hard, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm getting a little intimidated about the diet I've chosen. Okay. I'll get Southwest shrimp tacos. So I'm gonna get chicken and spinach couscous salad, Southwest shrimp tacos. I might have to switch out those tortillas with different tortillas, and then sweet Thai chili pork lettuce wraps. Apparently, all three of those meals come with 2 servings, so this should be 6 meals for me, and it's gonna be $19.10, but only because I have a coupon. I'm telling you guys, if I did not have a coupon, I would not be doing this probably, but here we are. All right. It is scheduled for Tuesday, July 22nd, which will be day 3 of the challenge. So day 1 and day 2, Sunday and Monday, I'm still gonna have to figure out food for myself. But that's okay, we can do it. I have faith. So this is the water bottle that I keep at work, and it says it's 64 ounces. So there's 128 fluid ounces in a gallon. 128. So 2 of these is a gallon. I think I might have already been drinking a gallon of water now that I think about it. This is half a gallon. I can so do this, I think. I can do this. I really do think that I've probably been drinking close to a gallon, if not a gallon already. At first I was thinking a gallon is so much because like if you think about a gallon of cow milk, like that looks like a lot of liquid. So just the thought of drinking all that in a day was kind of intimidating to me, but now that I've like done the math, I feel better about it. Okay, the last thing I wanted to do is find some sort of habit tracking system that is going to work well for me while I'm doing this challenge. So if you've watched some of my videos before, you might know that I have a planner and I do some habit tracking in my planner, but I don't carry my planner around with me everywhere. So I think it's going to be more efficient for me to find something that can go on my phone, like an app, just because I do take my phone with me everywhere, so I think it'll be easier for me to track the habits in my phone instead of in my paper planner. So I'm gonna look up some apps and just see if I can find any that might work well for me, and then we'll go from there. Hello. I'm slightly irritated because I looked at a bunch of apps and A lot of the ones I wanted were paid, so I got a few free ones, and then a lot of the free ones will only let you have a certain amount of habits that you can track. Like one of them only let you have 3 different habits that you could track, and one only let you have 5, I think, but I wanted more than that, so I just got really frustrated. And then I made my own little template on Canva. I have the Canva app on my phone already, and it'll be really easy for me to just click the habit and then click X, like the letter X, and it will mark that off for me. So I think that'll be easy. I would have preferred to find an app because you can make a widget for your phone, and that way it's like right in your face every time you open your phone. So I would have preferred to have an app, but I was just getting really frustrated with the apps that I found. For now, I'm just going to use the Canva template that I made. So here's the habit tracker for July, which is when I'm starting. And here's one for August. So basically, all I have to do when I want to click off a habit is click it and then hit the letter X on my keyboard, and that's all I have to do. 2 steps. Also, here's the habits that I'll be tracking. I have them in a general chronological order of when I think they'll happen throughout the day, but I know that it won't happen like that every single day, but that's what I have so far. I think I'm done with my 75 hard prep for the day. I still have a few more things that I want to do tomorrow, which is the day before I start 75 hard. So I'll see you tomorrow. Today is going to sort of be about meal planning and grocery shopping. So we're going to start by going to the farmer's market downtown. I got a bag full of stuff at the farmer's market. So let's do a little mini haul of my groceries from the farmer's market. Starting with the classic, 2 ears of corn. I got a squash. Also, I think it's good to note that I have no idea what I'm gonna make with all these things right now. Got this beautiful tomato. Is that not gorgeous? What a perfect little piece of produce. I also got this bag full of okra. I do not need this much, but this was the smallest option they had, so a ton of okra. I got some cherry tomatoes. I was thinking I would cut these in half and use them in a salad, maybe. I also got this bag of little potatoes. Not really sure what I'm gonna do with that. I also got these grapes, seedless grapes. This I'll probably just eat for breakfast or like as a snack. And I got strawberry jelly as well. And to go with the jelly, last thing I got was whole wheat bread. So earlier I was at the farmer's market just like picking up whatever caught my eye, like I had no plans. But this time I actually like made a shopping list, which I rarely ever do. I usually wing it when I go grocery shopping, and it does not end well for me, but that's what I usually do. But yeah, I did make a list this time, so I think that helped a lot. And I'm gonna show you what I got. So I got some Greek yogurt. As you know, I am trying to do a clean eating diet, or like clean adjacent, as I mentioned earlier, like getting it as clean as I possibly can. They say to look for as few ingredients as possible, so that's what I'm doing. And also to look for as few ingredients that you don't know what they are as possible. The cleanest Greek yogurt I could find. I also got 2 types of cheeses. I got a Gouda style cheese. Again, these are like clean adjacent. And then I also got feta cheese. This one I thought I would slice for sandwiches. And this one, the feta cheese, I thought I would crumble for salads. I got 2 meats. This one is uncured ham. Again, I'm trying so hard to get something that's like 1 or 2 ingredients, but it's really, really hard, especially for meat. But I got this uncured ham for sandwiches, and then I got organic ground turkey, and it has 2 ingredients, organic ground turkey and organic rosemary extract. It's also 92% lean and 8% fat. So I know you're supposed to look for like the leanest meat you can. So I think I did that with this, but Anyway, I'm hoping I can make tacos with this ground turkey because I have some tortillas in my pantry already, so I thought I wanted to use those. This is chopped romaine lettuce for salads and sandwiches. And then I also got baby spinach again for salads and sandwiches. I got 2 sweet potatoes. I'm not too sure what I'll use those for. And then I also have 2 avocados, one that is ready like by tomorrow and one that won't be ready for a few days. So that was my haul. The employee that checked me out at Trader Joe's said that she saved these bags for the holidays and used them like for all her gifts so that she didn't have to buy wrapping paper. So I thought that was pretty cool. Might be a good idea to save them for the holidays. So yeah, as you can see, this week, my first week of 75 Hard, I'm probably going to eat a lot of sandwiches, salads, and maybe tacos as well. That's probably gonna be like lunch and dinner. And then for breakfast, I have a bunch of fresh fruits that I'm gonna be eating. I feel like I'm a little in over my head with the diet portion of this because I am not a diet person by any means at all. I actually avoid dieting as much as possible because I think it's a really slippery slope into over obsessing and like creating unhealthy habits. Yeah, I'm trying to do this diet in like the least mentally taxing way. I'm trying not to stress myself out about it, and I'm gonna be doing my best. And that's all I can do, really. Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of 75 Hard. I didn't really catch up with you at all and like talk anything out on yesterday, which was day 1 of the challenge. So I'm going to give like a short little recap of day 1 and how it went. Truthfully, meals were easy, but I don't think that's going to be a consistent thing. Meals were only easy because my boyfriend spent day 1 with me and he's also doing 75 Hard with me. And he packed breakfast and lunch for both of us, so I didn't have to like cook or plan anything for breakfast or for lunch, so that was a super big help. And then for dinner, we made sandwiches and our sides were corn on the cob and roasted okra, so we did have to cook that meal, but like cooking one meal a day is not a big deal. So as far as like the meals and diet dieting, that part was really easy thanks to him, not anything I did. And then my workouts, workout number 1 was good because again, he goes to the gym frequently, like almost every single day, and he knows what's going on in the gym and I do not. But it's a lot easier when someone is there like telling you the things that you need to do. So that workout was really good. And then later that day, we went on a walk. It did start raining really bad while we were on our walk, but again, it was easy apart from my legs still being jello because at the gym we did do leg day. Reading was super easy, but I'm a big reader already. The only difficult part of the challenge for me on day 1 was drinking water, but that's not because drinking water is generally difficult for me. I'm a huge water drinker, so I kind of thought this would be like a really easy part of the challenge. But the reason it was hard on day 1 is because I woke up super, super late. Like I'm talking noon. And so I literally had less hours in the day, like less waking hours to drink all that water. So it was really difficult for me, honestly. But yeah, overall, day 1 was not that bad for me, but that's to be expected. Like I think the easier days are going to be at the beginning of the challenge. I would just need to aim for drinking water earlier in the day. That's all I could have done differently, really, to make it easier. So big thumbs up for day 1. It is day 2 now, but to be honest, I already have so much footage from like the 2 days of prep that I did and then the actual day 1 of 75 hard. So I think I'm going to film the rest of this week, my first week on 75 hard, and put it in a different video just because, again, I already have so much footage for this one. So this is going to be the end of today's video, but thank you for tagging along. And if you are doing 75 hard too, then good luck. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.